Dirty sex stories. Real and explicit erotic stories for adults. Erotica books. Forbidden desires. Hot, sexy romance. Written by Vanessa Smith. Narrated by Giovanna Disireé. Chapter 1. Amy's Fantasy. Initially, Amy was hesitant when Alex had asked her if she wanted to take the bus instead of a plane. She knew that what should have been a couple-hour journey would now take more than a whole day, but when she saw the price difference, she would have to say yes. She ended up being surprised with how much she liked the bus ride. Free Wi-Fi, air conditioning, which was nice for the dead of summer trip across state lines, and room for her ample legs to stretch and feel at home. It wasn't easy being 5'10" and being on a plane for a few hours at a time. Something told her Alex knew that. He was always so considerate, even though he liked to play the part of someone who didn't care what anyone thought. By the time she had thought to face away from outside the window, which had occupied her gaze for the past few hours, Alex was already asleep. His hazel eyes were fully closed, his mouth slightly open, clearly in deep sleep. His rather pale skin was easy to see, contrasting his dark apparel. His short, wavy black hair was somehow always perfect, and his strong jawline, which he thanked his Ukrainian background for, could make anyone stop and stare. Amy smiled for her bad timing. She wanted to tell him thanks for the idea of the bus and for the trip. They weren't a couple by any means. In fact, Alex had a girlfriend. But thanks to the fact that Alex and his girlfriend were open, Amy and Alex had made out a couple of times. Amy had her suspicions when Alex had asked her to go on an adventure with him a week or so ago, and figured he was looking to finally get into her pants. Of course, he had wanted to for a while, but Amy really enjoyed being a tease. The most they had done was find an empty university classroom and grind against each other, fully clothed, while they made out and lightly explored each other. Alex would move along to her neck after a while. He loved giving neck kisses, and tell her how hot he found her between kisses and bites. And there was a lot to say. Amy had an amazing figure and knew it, sometimes to the extent where she would tease her figure for very lucky guys in ways too subtle to pin as intentional. Her brown eyes were flirty yet innocent, and she was blessed with amazing genetics, with an inquisitive, alluring face that complemented her innocent yet sexy expression, as well as boasting an adorable set of freckles. The genetics didn't just end at her face, blessing her with a shockingly curvaceous body that boasted both impressive breasts and hips that made every girl she knew jealous. Her brown straight hair was always done up in a conservative ponytail, and her choice of clothing was always conservative to match. A lot about her was conservative, really. Having been raised the daughter of a pastor from the John Miles Baptists, she knew she'd have been caught dead if her parents knew she did anything outside of a relationship, so her parents never knew. Sometimes she even preferred that way of life herself, but Alex caught her off guard. Not exactly what a professor would call a star student, Alex had his own quirky version of charm, and an ability to make anyone open up to him. Within months of meeting Alex and also deciding she wouldn't pursue any kinds of hookups like her friends did, Amy ended up getting quite close with Alex when they happened to be discussing his relationship at a coffee shop one night. In minute 1 of that conversation, Alex revealed that he and his girlfriend were poly. In minute 2, he revealed what a self-described slut he was. In minute 10, Amy was shocked to find that she had started shifting in her seat, she was so turned on. Still, she refused to let up. She chalked it up to culture shock and didn't want to be too curious, but ended up always asking Alex more questions about how polyculture worked. The more
Sample complete. Ready to continue?